is the quote-unquote creepy iPad commercial, and we all know what he's going to say about this and how it's the downfall of Western civilization, so it's kind of funny. Here we go. Let's go. I haven't even watched this video, but I know what he's going to say. I mean, let's just listen to this description, which he went on and on about the quote unquote the how stores prove the incarnate world and something. I'm like, guy, what? Here's the description. Apple CEO Tim Cook posted an advertisement for the iPad, and it's creepy. Apple thought that it was really cool that we don't need stuff anymore. We live in an incarnate world, so we do all need that stuff. What? No one. Okay, let me tell you. No one needs 25 feet for RFID. Yes, you can make a Christian AI. There are plenty of Christian AIs. They think that it's like demons or the Antichrist or it's influencers or something like that, which is crazy. Wait. Oh yes. 20. Here we go. Which I'm a big fan of him, but I mean he's just wrong. Here we go.
There is a real creepy iPad commercial.
Yes, real creepy. It shows crust. Well, technically nothing's neutral if you. There's a video back from like a year ago on the channel, and it's giving AI that's saying like obviously blatantly anti-Christian responses about the age of the earth, etc. And like how AI won't tell you what the only way to salvation is. But so I will say that AI does skew. Well, some AI programs does skew towards non-Christian values. So it can't technically be neutral, but this isn't even about AI. This is about an Apple iPad commercial that's getting crushed.
That has just been pushed by Apple. I don't know really what.
I mean, is it a good commercial? No, probably not. But is it terrible and anti-Christian? And no. Well, I guess it would be subjective to the developer's point of view, but to God's point of view, which is the only point of view that matters, it's not subjective. Because, which is why the AI can be seen as anti-God, because like no one cares what all the other false methods for salvation will be in the end.
The marketing people at Apple were thinking here.
Which the marketing people at Apple are usually pretty good.
Also gone viral.
Except for that Mother Earth commercial. That was stupid.
Even those who don't examine the implicit ideology of this commercial.
Yes, the implicit ideology. Who on earth cares about the implicit ideology? Okay, now, okay, I agree with you on the Mother Earth commercial, right? That's stupid. Okay, that was a dumb commercial, and Apple was rightly criticized. But the implicit ideology of taking a hydraulic press and smacking some toys, like it's not even important stuff, like a Bible. No, it is. Now if they went around and like did that, then yeah, I could get the outrage. But they just took some random 80s game arcade machine, and they like some random book, some emoji icon thing. Well, yeah, but then that's why the AI would have bias.
All the way down to the very last detail. Recognize something is real creepy going on here.
No one recognizes that. Only you and like 3 other people who have nothing. Like there are real problems in the world that you can go solve and talk about. And here you are talking about an iPad commercial. Like, So I don't want to get copyright struck. You can go see this commercial online. It'll take stuff like record players and say I have a piano and some paint, and it's gonna all crush it together, and it produces this very powerful M4 powered iPad. Congratulations. Let's get to the commentary and how this is. I mean, look, the commercial was a minute, actually more like a minute long. This reaction is
the new iPad Pro. When Apple launched, they had their 1984 style advertisement. You know, Apple's going to say.
And once again, these people should stand on lanes and talk about what they need to talk about, Christianity and stuff like that. Apple did not launch with the 1984 style ad. They launched, and They launched in 1976. But shit, we'll give you that. Same people. Once again, when we talk about the Apple Vision Pro, someone thought that augmented reality meant that the Apple Vision Pro was going to make your reality better. That's not what augmented reality means. And they also thought that Apple Vision Pro was going to spy on you when you go to the bathroom, which was genuinely stupid. Like, who's going to run around with the VR headset on when they go to the bathroom?
Think different. We're gonna throw a wrench at Big Brother, who's trying to make us all conform and just bring us all down into this uniform kind of bland world.
Well, first of all, the iPad M4, $2,000 to $3,000. I guarantee you, not everyone's going to be using the iPad because they can't afford it. They're talking about the 1984 Apple commercial right now. No one can afford this $2,000 to $3,000 iPad. Okay, so I guarantee you that it's not going to be conformed and bland. And besides, you are literally selling cigars. That is objectively worse for society than this Apple ad.
Well, now Apple it's been around long enough. It's taking the other side of that commercial. It's now on the Big Brother side. What did Apple think when they were making?
Look, is it a bad commercial? Probably, yeah. Crushing up people's stuff and saying, "Hey, yeah," but no, it's not a terrible incarnate thing that needs to be analyzed in a sin.
Apple thought that it's really, really cool that we don't need stuff anymore.
So it is kind of cool, in my opinion. Like, you can do all of this. You don't have to drag all that around. You can just put it in an iPad. Of course, Samsung. I use the Samsung tablet, but you don't need any of the stuff that was in the commercial. You don't need a piano. You don't need a record player. You don't need a game console. Okay, and you really don't need stuff. Okay, I've read the Bible. There's no verse in there about you need stuff. Sorry, so
you don't need a trumpet. You don't need a TV. You don't need books.
You don't need a trumpet. You don't need a TV. I mean, sure, you might say you need books, but
you don't need a drawing desk. You don't need sculpture.
You honestly don't.
You don't need toys. You don't need anything.
Well, I mean, half of your company here has literally attacked. Seriously, oh my gosh, half of your company here has literally attacked toys. So this might be a good thing. Well, see, they might be like, hey, well, see, the Apple thing, they're replacing toys with tablets. But I guarantee you, not many kids can be running around with this brand new iPad M4 because it's $2,000.
You can replace all the stuff in your life with a little slate tablet.
Which he's making this sound bad, or he's trying to make it sound bad. But it actually sounds pretty interesting.
On which you can rent and stream a digital simulacrum of everything you enjoy.
Is that even a word? Let's check that. I think this guy's just simulacrum. Simulacrum, an image or representation of something or someone else. Yeah, I have never ever heard the word simulacrum used, and he's talking about a tablet. And second of all, you can rent and stream a digital thing of every physical thing. Okay. Have you ever heard of a DVD ripper? Well, you don't. That's a web streaming content, so it's kind of like, because. Anyway, I don't know about you, but has he ever heard of a DVD ripper? So you use this thing, you take a DVD, it takes a DVD, and it puts the MP4 onto your iPad. Now, the legality of that is iffy. I think you can use them now. Second of all, you can still download movies, and you don't have to stream them, okay? And if we're talking about replacing TV with a tablet's just a small TV, and most TV is streamed anyway. Ever heard of live TV or cable TV? I mean, I want to ask you how many DVD players. Well, yeah, these people don't have tech degrees, which is why they should stop talking about tech and do their jobs.
I was talking to Jeremy about this ad the other day, and Jeremy said, in the first cut of that, they had a Bible in there. Because
why Why would they? No, they would not. They did not. It is tiring to have to defend Apple, okay? I don't like Apple. I'm not a fan of them. But, I mean, this is stupid.
Because, you can get your Bible on your iPad, right? Well, actually, maybe we shouldn't smush the Bible.
Well, yeah, but then also, they'd have to, advertise the Bible app, and they wouldn't want to do that because...
You have to assume, because they had everything else.
That is a big stretch, like a huge stretch. I can name 10 things that they did not have in that commercial, like a car, exercise equipment, robots, a phone, because they still want you to buy an iPhone, earbuds, this again. Greetings and salutations, A. You have any more questions to ask me? Wallpaper.
So why don't people like that?
I mean, he's making these hand gestures like he's being so profound. You're talking about an iPad commercial. You paid millions of dollars to talk about an iPad commercial.
I think it's kind of cool. When I travel now.
Interesting. He actually thinks it's cool. Shocking take. Of course, there's still 7 minutes left of this take from the yap and moan and whine and groan about how terrible Apple is for society.
I don't even take a laptop. I take an iPad because when you have an iPad, they let you keep writing during takeoff and landing on an airplane, so it saves me time when I'm running late on my speeches.
Interesting. How long do your takeoffs take? But whatever.
But also because I can fit a lot on there, and I can keep my books on there, and I can stream baseball on there, and I can watch my...
You don't even watch sports. I watch your show enough to know you don't watch sports.
My political content, and I can write, and I can do everything on.
Yes,
right?
Yes, we know what an iPad is. But
I don't want to just have
told you.
An iPad. I want to have my musical instruments, and I want to have my books, and I want to have...
That's good. Let me tell you, Apple's not in the book company, book business. Apple's not in the music business, and Apple's not in the drawing business. It's saying that you can do this. Now, this commercial would be bad if Apple went around and went into people's houses and took their instruments and their books and their drawing equipment and then all burned it in the bonfire and just replaced it with an iPad. That'd be illegal and wrong. What they're saying is that you can replace it. I'm not saying that you have to. No one's forcing you to buy a $2,000 iPad. In fact, Apple themselves probably doesn't even want you to buy this iPad. Like, Apple themselves is pricing this thing higher than a MacBook. Okay, so you have to actually want this iPad. Okay, no one's forcing you to go out and buy the iPad.
Have my desk, and I want to have my colors, and I want to have my toys, and I want to have...
Interesting that you want to have toys, because I seem to remember Brett Cooper and Matt also being anti-toy for people over the age of 12 or 20 or something like that. So interesting take there. I'd like to see a debate, because that would be a much more productive use of time about than slamming Apple over the commercial. Not saying that a debate over toys would also be useful. Like, really. Like, why was that even worth podcast time? Yapping about how 40-year-old people shouldn't use Star Wars toys. Like, there are other things that you can do.
Why don't people like this? Because we live in an incarnate world.
He's the first person to ever use the word incarnate to describe an Apple commercial or any technical commercial.
That's why, because we're physical and we live...
I'm sorry, but tablets are also physical. They're not holograms. Second of all, the TV was also digital and physical. In fact, you could argue that iPad is more physical than gaming on a TV or watching TV, because you're holding it in your hand and controlling and using the gyroscopes and sensors and everything to game.
Live in time and space, and we form connect.
Do you know what also lives in time and space? The iPad. I don't know about this phone here. See? It's in the same time and space that I am. I can interface with it by touching on the screen. I can take a picture of the physical when it becomes digital. Hey.
Connections to things. And we don't want to be materialists. We don't want to lose sight of eternity. We don't want to forget about.
Look, I'm Christian. You're Christian. It's an iPad ad. Put it to rest.
The metaphysical things that physical things signify.
What are you talking about?
But neither do we want to just pretend that our bodies don't matter and we're just, ideas floating in space. We're not.
What are you talking about?
We are not. That's something we're learning out of the trans ideology. That's something.
What? Yeah. All right.
That our elites keep pushing on us.
And he's just going to go on this yap session for. Okay. There we go. That's the take. Any opinions on that? Which we still have. How does he keep talking about an iPad ad for that long? Yeah, so that's the take. I obviously disagree with that. Now, was ad the best choice? No. Was it awful and a conspiracy from random people on the internet? No. Not at all. Let's see what any comments we have here. Yeah, and it's kind of sad because I like him a lot, but I mean he's wrong right here. Yeah. Okay. Any other things that we want to talk about on the podcast or not? Samsung did respond to it by saying physical things are funny. But you see, it's actually Samsung's job to respond to Apple's ads because Samsung is a tech company and this is capitalism. And they can capitalize off of people's anger. Michael is a news person. He's an online news reporter. And that has nothing to do in his niche or in his job. Well, I mean, he had to bring it back to his niche somehow. I mean, he's not a tech commentator. In fact, here we have right here an LG commercial that's similar to the Apple commercial. So let's put it up right here. And of course, he wasn't online when this happened, but LG didn't get as much hate, probably because no one bought the thing. But here we go. Here's LG, and there's the Apple. LG is squeezing stuff together. This is from 2008. And it's not for a tablet because those weren't really things for consumers back then. Cameras, it's squeezing them all together into one device, a camera phone with an 8-megapixel camera, and then of course the iPad comes together for the Venora KC910 phone. Yeah, go, because I'm a big fan of his, of course, big fan of Christian, of course, but that's honestly not, he has other stuff to do. All right,